Hey y'all, just Jax here again, and it is a special time. It is officially 4 weeks on testosterone. I do weekly injections, so my fifth injection is today. Means I have fully gone through 4 weeks. It's not a calendar month, but I actually know another guy that started the exact same day. We've become Facebook friends, and in several Facebook groups together, and he seems to be counting his the same way, instead of going by calendar day. And Holly and I had a complete discussion about this, and I was really confused on how to count, because in my journal I originally did 16th to 16th, and it doesn't work that way when you do your shots via the weekly method, which so far has worked wonders for me. I've had some cranky days and stuff, but I can be a cranky person depending on how I feel because of my health. That's been a big deal. Before and after my resection surgeries, I've been in a lot of pain, and when I'm in a lot of pain or have a lot of stuff going on with my anxiety, I can get a little testy. And I'm better at realizing it now than I used to be when I was younger. So I honestly, I don't think it has anything to do with the testosterone, and I think that is a horrible, horrible myth that it might seem like it's, a rage thing or something, and it might just be that whomever's transitioning just has a lot going on, so their patience is a little lacking that day because they might have a lot going on up here. I really think that's where that stereotype is coming from. That's just my personal opinion. I'm very new to all this, so we'll see how things go. Um, as far as my body and things, I personally don't know much of a difference. We were measuring me weekly in certain areas, and everything has stayed the same except for my neck. I talked about my neck has grown 2 inches. My doctor told me that an Adam's apple actually doesn't grow, and I talked to her about what I've seen and heard in other videos and such, and she was really interested about that. Um, I don't think that anything is changing there in my neck in that way, but it's hard to tell because I never paid attention beforehand. So I can't tell just by feeling. Like, I feel a spot here, but it could always been there. I never checked before. Even knowing when I was going on testosterone, I never thought to feel that first. So if something starts to stick out, then there we go. But otherwise, I've noticed before my strength is better. I can pick up heavier weights at the gym. I'm still being careful. I've had a few episodes where I possibly lifted wrong because I'm doing free weights a little bit more, and I've lifted too heavy. So I'm still sticking with sets as far as and as the weights as I can tolerate, and not going crazy weights just to do a 3 set of a crazy, there's no reason to do that, even no matter who you are and what's going on. That doesn't do anything and can hurt you. So I've just noticed that certain weights are a lot easier to manage before in a free weight style, which I couldn't believe when it happened. I vlogged it as soon as I was done, and that was 5 days in. This week has been harder for me to go to the gym personally, but also my monthly updates will be at the same time that my Crohn's medication is due. And when my Crohn's medication is due, my body is a little bit harder to get out of bed. It's harder for my muscles to warm up. So I really think that's all towards my Crohn's. And that's the other thing, is when things change in my body and things have been happening, me and my family are just like, but is it your other medication? Is it like, anytime anything happens with me, it's really hard to tell if it's what it is. So for my transition, it's going to be a lot harder on me a little mentally, and I'm prepared for that. So it's kind of hard to tell body wise. But it seems consistent throughout this whole month that my muscles are really sore, but I'm working out more, and I don't know where that's correlating, so we'll just have to see how that goes as we go along. That's it. That's all I can do. The other thing, the only change that has been obvious, is my voice. But that also leaves me to my topic for today, which is learning who you are throughout all this. I have, through my own YouTube research and being in other groups and stuff online, have noticed that some guys will actually start to turn their testosterone down, how much they're getting, because they feel like they're transitioning too fast and their brain can't handle it and they can't keep up with everything, because you're not turning into a different person. I don't know how to word what I really want to say here. And I tried with Holly last night, and she was like, I think I get what you're saying, but I can't find the verbiage, so it's going to be really hard to talk about and for others to understand what I mean. With my voice, like doing the videos and quote-unquote talking to myself and such, I use where my voice is at. And when I talk to customers and people I don't know, I can easily talk like this. But when I get around people I've known for forever and people whom I was always like, well, I'm going to be a girl anyway, no matter what, so I'm just going to talk however, I kind of slip into my higher voice. And when I'm joking around or I'm talking to the dogs and the cat, I go into my higher voice, my playful voice. And I do that at work a lot in the back. And I do work with my sister-in-law, and when I played her my video, she happened to say something about me dropping it on purpose, which I get where she was coming from, and I'm not offended that she said that. It's just, it was one of those, mental checks where I was just like, it's actually where my voice is at, but I don't talk that way a lot yet. And I haven't been, because it kind of sounds weird to me still. It really sounds like I have a cold to me. And so it's one of those things that's going to be, it's part of transitioning. It's one of those things where it's going to have to become new to me too. But I was just hanging out with Holly and playing with the dog, and he was being all crazy. So I took a video, and I was talking in the video, and then I gave her my phone and came back in, and I was like, was that me? And she was like, yeah. I was like, that didn't sound like me. Like, so that is me. It's just, I don't know, I guess it's maybe still in a way standing up for myself and still talking as I am. And like I said, I'm having trouble vocalizing what I mean in all of this, but hopefully you guys can kind of follow the path I'm going. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. And I assume once I start changing more, it'll be easier just, to keep going with all that. So there's that. The only other thing that I can notice is now that I have found a top surgeon, even though it's a ways off, it's at the absolute soonest, just because of my schedule, not even the doctor's schedule. The earliest I would even do the surgery is June if everything lines up, and that's probably not going to happen. That's the honesty of it. So there's no telling when this will happen, because there are finances I will have to cover out of pocket, like I said. I'll have the link again. If you happen to be able to donate to that would be nice. Thank you very, very much. If not, totally understand. I, too, wish I could donate to everybody's GoFundMe, and I can't. I have to create my own, so that tells you where I'm at. So it's going to be months away before that even happens. But I have found in certain ways I'm actually getting more confident, which is kind of weird for me. Right before I finally found a surgeon. Almost every time I put on my binder, I complained, which, gosh bless my girlfriend. She is amazing and takes everything that I do easily and makes it seem easier to deal with me than it can be, I'm sure. But I'm really having trouble with my binder. My binder I have now was gifted to me. My original binder I grew out of, and it was gifted to me as well. But when I gained a bunch of weight after my colostomy surgery, I gained 100 pounds because I was actually able to eat. I outgrew my binder, and that was when my dysphoria started getting the worst, because my chest grew the most, along with gaining weight, and I gained weight more like a woman than I ever had before. And so I was getting ready for a drag show, and I was trying to fit into this old binder, and I broke it. It was a zipper one. I broke it, and I messaged a friend because I knew he had some. I was like, can I just borrow your binder for this show? I was like, I'll figure something out after, but I have a show tonight, and I cannot do it without a binder. And so he gifted me one of his old ones. And so I've had that one for almost 2 years now. So it was already used, and then I've used it, and so I have a trouble whenever I try to wear it to work and what have you, that I literally will fall out and under it, which is really horrible when I'm working. So like one side will fall out and under. So I'm assuming it's either stretched out or wasn't the right size to begin with. So I have a lot of trouble when I have to wear this. I still only like to do it in layers. I don't like to do it with just a t-shirt. I don't like how I look in it. And I now wear it to work since I've, started testosterone. I'm not gonna not wear it when I go out. The only time when I go out that I might not wear it is when I walk the dog. When I wake up early in the morning, I'm not putting on a binder to go walk the dog. But since it's been cold, I've been laying sweatshirts and stuff, but I'm walking the dog. What am I going to do? So, but lately when I've been putting it on for work and stuff, I feel the confidence that I should in it, and I'm not as worried about it. And I'm still popping out at work. I go to the bathroom, I fix it. Like I get aggravated and feel how sweaty I am under the damn thing, but I'm still, it's just one of those things that once you're going to start T, once you have a way to see a therapist, once this and this is going to happen, it just changes so much. Those yeses are extremely important. So for it to be so hard to transition in the US, honestly, compared to other places, it's really horrible, honestly, what it does to people and how high the suicide rate is, and just the non-knowledge of others and the hate that there is with it, which is what we were worried about with me putting a GoFundMe page up, was just people being awful to me about it. Luckily, it hasn't happened to my face. And if it's happening behind my back, then that's just the kind of person you are, and I'm not really worried about it. So there we go. So the only other major thing this month has been more confidence in areas. I'm looking at my face more. I'm still avoiding looking at me lowerly if I'm getting ready after a shower, but I'm looking at my shoulders and my arms and my traps in the mirror. I'm not in a binder right now. So yeah, around the house I don't wear my binder. I can't. It's too uncomfortable. So like I said, just looking at myself more, hoping for changes, but not getting upset that I don't see them. Like I'm checking out, I'm like feeling here. I'm like, is that something coming? And then of course my family's like, no, that's just your aunt hair. That's just your Aunt Janet hair coming out, or what, you know what I mean? Which is fun. It's funny. I had one, so I'm not mad. So, the only other thing that I'm waiting to see is, last time when I started my shot on the 16th, the next day I started spotting, which I normally, with my cycle, I don't really spot. I kind of might one day that lets me know that I'm going to start the next day, and then I literally usually only bleed for 1 to 2 days. Fairly heavily for me, it's pretty heavily, and then I spot after for up to 5 days, like 5 days total from when I started to when I end. And this was the longest cycle that I've had in per se. Like I kept spotting, and it lasted. Like I started spotting on a Saturday, and I was still spotting to the next Saturday, and it didn't really give me dysphoria per se. It just annoyed the shit out of me. Because it was really, really ironic timing. Like, really, this is literally the day you're gonna do this to me? So, my body had a joke. So that's the next thing that we need to see if, I've been hungry, like, and craving chocolate and stuff normally, like I would be pre that. So my body thinks it's going to happen. So it's just a matter of seeing in the next week if it's going to happen. So it should be happening if it's going to. And so I'm just like on edge with that, like more than I normally am. Like normally it's like I've had very minimal cramps in my life. I actually used to think it was my Crohn's bothering me, and then living with other people be like, oh no, that's actually your cycle, and I had no idea. So I do get mild cramps. I'm very lucky compared to others. So sometimes I'd be like, oh crap, my back's hurting. I'm gonna start tomorrow. I'd start. So I haven't had anything like that to tell me that I'm going to. So that's the only thing. And I know that can take up to months. I know that. I'm just curious, considering that my cycle was different last month. That's all. So a lot of things is like, I know this is gonna happen, and I kind of wish a little soon, and then I'm like, I know it's not gonna happen. So that's it. So for the most part, it's been, it's been a great month. It's been good. It's fine to learn and my cat's about to make an appearance. Come on. Are you? There we go. You're gonna go that way. Okay. He usually goes across my desk to get into the window, so literally. Can I move you? Can I move you? All right. Can you say hi? There we go. Okay, I'm doing it nicely. There we go. And now all right. So that's a good place to stop this. That was Toby. He said hi, which I'm surprised by, actually. So anyway, so that's 1 month in. That's 4 weeks in. 5th shot is today. I've been doing them in the morning. I'm off today. I don't have any plans. Holly has been doing my shots for me so far, so I'm letting her sleep in, letting her do what she needs to do. Because there's no reason. I've done them at night. I've done the first one at night. I've done them during the morning because I've gone to work out or whatever. I'm not working out this week. Like I said, I'm not feeling good Crohn's wise. And I get that shot tomorrow. So then I can't go to the gym for at least a day and a half because my immune system gets lowered with it. So I'm letting my body heal and do what it needs to because I am still sick. I need to manage that, let alone be good to my body in general. So that's about it. That's all we got. I did the voice update separately. You can go back and listen to any video and then listen to this. It does sound a little deeper in that video than per se with me just talking randomly. I wasn't trying to lower it. I just started talking. I edited it right before I started talking, cut that out. That little app was working, but I think it was putting a bunch of pop-ups on my phone, so I can have to re-upload it every time I'm going to use it or figure out a different app to use. But this is already getting long, so I'm going to cut this short. Well, not cut this short, but stop. I recently just woke up, so my brain isn't firing on all cylinders, so here we go. That's it. That's 1 month. That's 4 weeks in, and that's my update so far. Thank you all for watching so far, and we'll see what happens from here. Until then, just Jax. See you later.